Hello everybody, my name is Mike from M.A.D Gaming and welcome to Q&A. I don't really have a fancy name for it, it's just question and answer. If I think of a fancy name, I'll give it one. But anyway, this is the first Q&A I've done. It's kind of like reading your comments, except a lot more focused. The trouble what I found with reading your comments is, if you have a huge pool of comments to go through, it's not really a problem. But the problem is, a lot of comments I get are very focused on the particular video. That's fine. I love talking about the games I'm playing. But they're not so great for random videos where you read comments because they're not so great out of context. Whereas this format, I think, works better. Every month, and I'm going to try and do it as a monthly feature, every month I will do a Q&A video where if you leave a comment on that Q&A video, none of the other videos, just the Q&A video, I will pick a comment from that Q&A video and I may or may not use it in the next Q&A video the following month. And the first question I have for today says, why do you have a missing tooth? Also, what style of music would you consider your favourite? Now, I'm going to start with the first part of this question and say that I don't have a missing tooth. What you may think as a missing tooth is not a missing tooth. It is just a gap in my teeth in the front. It's perfectly normal. A lot of people have it. Here are some pictures of some people that have teeth missing in the middle that you may know. Famous people, possibly. I don't know. While I'm recording this, I haven't thought of anyone in particular, but they're here. Here they are. Look. Here. So I don't have a missing tooth, I simply just have a natural gap. I did go to the dentist when I was younger, while it was kind of forming, because my parents were worried I might need braces, but the dentist said that it's just natural, and if you did braces, it really wouldn't do anything. It's just the way the teeth are naturally set in my gums. So braces literally wouldn't have done anything for me. It's natural, it's there, it's what I'm used to. It doesn't have any effect on the way I talk. It doesn't make this big like this or Bugs Bunny, as I used to get called in school. Fuck you, people. This is technically a second question, but I'll allow it because it's the first episode and I'm feeling lenient. What style of music would you consider to be your favourite? If we're going for an overarching genre, I'd say rock music is my favourite. If we go talking like sub-genre, I want to say pop punk is my favourite genre, and it's quite an obscure genre that not a lot of people kind of know. And if they do know it, mostly they know it as the stuff from like the noughties. We're talking Blink-182, New Found Glory. I also go into ska music as well, so we're talking Lester Jake, Real Big Fish, all those kind of things that I like. I also like bands like Panic at the Disco, just that kind of stuff. And a lot of people will probably think, do you know what, that's really emo. A lot of that stuff is well emo. Well, do you know what, when I was in college I had dyed black hair, so I've not grown out of that phase. I just have no hair now. I just like that kind of music. It's my favourite. New Found Glory have a new album coming out, which is entirely covers of film music, and it's gonna be amazing. I'll put a link in the description. If you like covers of film music, you'll love it. It's brilliant. They've already released a cover of The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, and they've also released a cover of This Is Me from the Greatest Showman soundtrack. There's some random ones on there, but they're so good. It's like a New Found Glory pop punk spin on some really cool film music. And the next question is actually a lot of questions, but I'm going to pick the second question on here. I'm going to say for future, if we could just limit to like maybe one question per comment, because otherwise the comments get quite large and hard to fit on the screen. Otherwise I have to just remove my face entirely and put the question. But I'm going to pick from this one, do you watch Formula 1? And if so, who is your favourite driver? I do watch Formula 1. I never actually used to like Formula 1 until I met Dawn. Dawn is a huge fan of Formula 1 and has been for many, many, many years. This was actually another question on a comment. Someone said, wife? Question mark? Yes, I'm married. I've been married for nearly 11 years this year. Dawn is the D in M.A.D Gaming, if you didn't know as well. Dawn does occasionally make videos, but Dawn works full time, so it's very hard for her to find time to make videos. She does occasionally. She plays a lot of different things to me. So mostly it's me. Mostly it's the M, the gaming, but Gaming didn't sound particularly good. Anyway, get back to the question, Formula 1. I do watch Formula 1 with Dawn. I'm not as much of an avid fan as she is, but because of who Dawn likes in this house, we follow that, and her favourite driver is Lewis Hamilton, which is quite obvious. He is awesome. A lot of people don't like him because they think he's arrogant, but I don't really give a shit. Dawn's second favourite driver is Daniel Ricciardo, just because she fancies him. Apparently it's his smile. But we're not a Ferrari house in any way, shape or form. Boo! Okay, and the next question says, I've wondered what MECFS is like for you. I've never asked because of embarrassing naivety on my part, and I feel like you've probably talked about it before. I've read a little bit about it and watched a couple of documentaries, but obviously they're filming people when they have a crash, and it's really bad. Is it what it's like for you? Were you diagnosed easily? Sorry if it's pretty long, I didn't know how you'll answer that if you choose to. I know, Kelly, you put that you forget it, but do you know what? ME is one of those conditions that before I was diagnosed with it, I'd never heard of it. Like, literally never heard of it. It's a condition, probably easier explained by the other name for it, CFS, which stands for chronic fatigue syndrome. Basically, chronic fatigue syndrome is they're starting to think that it's something to do with my nervous system and to do with the brain. And it just basically comes about as extreme fatigue. I'm quite lucky. I am actually quite mild in my chronic fatigue syndrome, and it doesn't feel like that sometimes, but my chronic fatigue syndrome is very mild, to the point where I pretty much live a normal life. I work, I walk a lot, I have the kids, I'm pretty much still full-time dad, I do YouTube, it's exhausting, it really is. But the main symptom that I get that is the most annoying is when you go to bed, you go to sleep, you have a good night's sleep. In the morning, you should wake up and feel refreshed. Like, yes, I feel good. I feel like I've slept well. Well, I don't. I wake up in the morning and I feel exactly the same as when I went to bed. It sucks. If you go to bed tired, you'll wake up tired. It doesn't matter how much I sleep, how little I sleep. I feel the same in the morning. I actually I'm all right with my ME at the moment. I do have relapses now and again. It's mostly brought on by stress. And it does give me a weakened immune system, so I'm getting over a sinusitis at the moment, which does suck balls. As you can probably hear, I'm still a bit nasally, but it is a lot better. A lot better. But no, I have seen the documentaries about it, and I have seen people who are literally bedbound with it, and I'm lucky to say that I am not in that camp. I am very, very lucky. Mine is extremely mild, but it is chronic, and it is lifelong. But it is something that you can manage. And honestly, the best way I've found that I manage my ME is to be more active. And it sounds counterproductive. You're tired, so you don't want to do anything. If you don't do anything, your body just shuts down and you get more tired. And it's a lot harder than it sounds to break through that cycle. I actually had to go to a specialist and it took me a long time to get into routines. Routines are really important. For someone with ME, routines are really important. If your body gets used to something and it gets used to a routine of something, it somehow manages to, I don't know how it works, it just works. My body manages to cope better in that kind of situation. And this might sound really foreign to some people, and it is an invisible condition. And I understand, coming from someone who had no idea what it was when I was diagnosed with it, but it does take a while to get diagnosed with. You can't just be diagnosed with ME. You need to have a constant episode for at least, it used to be 3 years of constant fatigue and all the symptoms that go with it. But I'm not sure nowadays. It's been over 10 years since I was diagnosed with it. So, it's been a while. I get by. I'm very much a person that doesn't like to sit still anyway. I get by, I get on. And yeah, you don't let it beat you. Whatever happens, you don't let it beat you. But the reason I wanted to feature this comment is I'm always happy to raise awareness of ME and CFS because it's something, as I said, that people don't know a lot about. And if I could get one person to realise that it's a real condition and maybe know someone with ME or CFS who can just give them a little bit of extra support. Because sometimes all we need is a bit of a sit down, a bit of a rest. Just 10 minutes to ourselves, and if that means just sitting with someone for 10 minutes and having a cuppa, then that's all we need. And the next, holy shit. That's a lot of questions. Okay, well, okay. Quickfire questions. Pineapple on pizza? No. Where'd you see yourself in 5 years? Probably still here. How about your mental health? It's up and down. What is your dream job? I'd love to do this full time. This would be amazing. Do you appreciate your current place in the YouTube community? Weird question. Yes. I'm privileged to have any kind of community on YouTube. I guess that's what you mean by that. What type of person would you describe yourself? I describe myself as a very sarcastic, very cynical, but also I have a very dark sense of humour. I see the world in humour. My personal philosophy is you either laugh or you cry. So I'd rather be laughing. What motivates me to make videos? Self-motivation. I self-motivate myself. Dawn motivates me sometimes actually though. But I like to create. I like to make people laugh. How did this YouTube thing start for you? I was inspired by other Let's Players on YouTube and just wanted to try it for myself. How does a regular day of yours look like? Fucking busy. Videos or books? Videos. I'm not much of a reader. Dawn's more of the reader. We have literally bookshelves everywhere. But I've never really been into reading books. I've read a few. I've read the Lord of the Rings books. I've read The Hobbit. I like Tolkien. I like kind of fantasy. I like Terry Pratchett. Those kind of books. So anything like that I'll read, but anything other, yeah. What's your biggest pet peeve? My biggest pet peeve has to be probably people who are so far up their own arses. I hate people who are that arrogant. Why can't we all just be down to earth? Why can't we all just be nice to each other? Why? What are my hobbies? Gaming, music, normal stuff. Would there be anything you could do with your future? I don't know. That'd be for the future to decide. What makes me uncomfortable? Lots of things. I'm always uncomfortable. I'm actually quite a nervous person underneath. Just gotta, everything. Was there any accomplishment that made you proud of your work? Which one? Oh god, I don't know. That's a lot to go into. If I make one person laugh a day, I'm proud. Since you like rock metal, do you play an instrument? I used to play guitar. I used to actually sing in a band, but I don't do that anymore. I still sing to myself, but I don't play guitar anymore. I actually had to sell my guitar. It was ages ago. We were very short of money, and it was one of the things that I didn't play for a while. And it just was one of the things that hit the chopping board. Are you a phone or a computer guy? Computer. How well do you make decisions? I don't. I'm really shit at it. Can you tell us about your job, your weirdest experience you've had there so far? I work as a support worker in a dementia care home. My weirdest experience so far has probably been an old lady pinching my arse and going, "Way!" But you just realise that that's normal, and then you just deal with it. Do I have any side projects? If yes, which ones? No. 100% fully focused on this channel. What are your 3 least favourite countries? Which one would you visit? I don't know. I don't have least favourite countries. I've not been anywhere enough to actually justify any hatred towards them. I guess, like, your standard anywhere like North Korea or anywhere that downtrods its citizens. Freedom for all and all that shit. How would you deal with fraud on the internet? Do I ever fall for scams? No, I don't. I'm very tech savvy, so no, I don't fall for scams. Do you like cooking? I cook all the time. I am the sole person that cooks in this house, so I have to enjoy it. So I make it fun for myself. I listen to music while I'm doing it, and I really like Italian food. What's your opinion on operating systems? Have you ever tried to experiment with anything less than Windows? And I fucking hate force updates because they make your videos, who are rendering at 97%, make your computer restart, and I fucking hate them. Okay, that's all the questions I had for that one. And yes, I know I said that I wouldn't take comments with so many questions in. I just thought that'd be interesting to do that kind of like quick fire. And the next question is, are you long or short-sighted? As mundane as it may sound, this is my question. I am short-sighted. So I need if I've got my glasses off like this, I look weird, but I can see everything around me in a kind of short area. But anything beyond, you can't see where I'm pointing, but anything kind of beyond my light that I've got set up is very blurry. And it sucks. But 360p, 1080p. And the next question says, why do we even inhale if we're going to exhale it? What kind of existential bullshit is this? And the next question says, oh no, it's not an April Fool's joke. Oh well, here we go. No, it's not April Fool's, I promise you. It wasn't. What do you think about the Sega Mega Drive Mini, which is going to be released in September? And what is your general opinion on the whole concept of re-releasing older games and older consoles? Wow, okay, I have to put some gaming questions in this video because this is a gaming channel, therefore, relatable content. What do I think on the Sega Mega Drive Mini? Do you know what? I will not be buying one. Most of the Mega Drive games that I love and enjoy, you can already get. You can already get them. It's like on a Mega Drive. You know, you pick one up for about £30. Games are quite expensive these days, but, you know, there's nothing quite as awesome as playing the original games. Trouble with these mini consoles is you can't put new stuff on them. They preload what they think are the better games, but you can't play some other games, so they may miss stuff out. I didn't mind the Mega Drive collection that was released on like the Xbox 360 and like Steam. It's been released on like every console so far. I didn't mind that. There was some good stuff on that, but you know, as a general rule of thumb, like the Mega Drive is it's got to be my favourite console of all time. I loved that console. Absolutely loved it. I've got some of my fondest memories of my childhood playing the Mega Drive. So I don't think going back, nostalgia is powerful, but sometimes you need to just hold on to that nostalgia, and replaying stuff just generally makes you think, wow, this was actually not as quite good. Wow, this was actually not as good as I thought it was going to be. So maybe just best left in the past, really. I guess you mean about like re-releasing other games, as in remasters. Sometimes the remasters are okay. Sometimes remasters are okay. You know, if they do a pretty damn good job on them, then that's fine. Like, I'd love to see a remaster of Knights of the Old Republic. That game is awesome, but it looks janky as fuck these days. So an updated version of that would be amazing. And the next question is also a gaming question. Are you going to be playing some games with your fans at some time soon? I would love to. My time is so limited though, unfortunately. I'm going to be trying as hard as I can to sort something out in the near future. And when I say near future, I mean like in maybe a couple of months' time. So you guys are the first to know about this. So keep it stum for now, because it's in the pre-planning stage. But I'm planning on doing a 12-hour live stream, because I wanted live streams. Some of you may know I quit doing Friday live streams recently just because of time and wanting to dedicate time to videos. But I want to make live streams, if I do them, special. So I figured, and I've been planning, and it's in the works, no concrete date yet, a 12-hour live stream. Charity 12-hour live stream, that being said, as well. So we're going to do it, and we're going to be raising money for charity. I'm looking at several different charity options at the moment. When I know anything concrete and when I have any announcements on that, I will let you all know. But I'm hoping during that 12 hours that I'll be able to play games with you all, so that you can all, like, if it's over 12 hours, there'll be a larger kind of group of people who can come in and out. So we'll play whatever is kind of relevant at the time. So say for instance at the moment it might be something like Apex Legends, it could be playing some Borderlands together, you know, there's loads of different things. World of Warcraft, play games of Hearthstone against me, anything like that, you know. We'll think of some things, but as I said, it's in the planning stage. I have nothing concrete at the moment, but maybe something to look forward to in the future. And the next question is, any games you've ever wanted to play on the channel? See, any games I actually want to play on the channel, I do just play on the channel. So I guess we're going to talk about games I want to play on the channel. I really want to play Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. I'm not sure how that would go down. It's quite a hard game. I've never actually played any. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I did like one episode of Dark Souls 3 and a couple of episodes of Dark Souls 2. Didn't like Dark Souls 2 very much, but they're kind of weird games to watch on YouTube. So if you guys are up for that, I'm totally willing to do that. And otherwise, I'll just keep my eyes out for new releases. If you have any suggestions for games that are coming out, obviously Borderlands 3 is coming out. The release date was just released for that. I will be playing the shit out of that. And the next question is Bob just Bob sexually attracted to a teaspoon? Your guess is as good as mine, mate. And the last question for today. I'm sorry if I did not get to your question. feel free to leave another one on here. I'm kind of limited for time, so leave another question on this comment section and I will pick them for the next one. But go back to this question: have you ever played Portal or Portal 2? If not, there's a chance you'll ever make a Portal or Portal 2 video. I have played Portal 2. Me and Dawn did a Portal 2 co-op series. It didn't do very well, so the series was canned after a few episodes, but you can still go back and watch them if you so desire. And it also says one more question: when is Just Bob coming back? We've been waiting for so long. If you only answer one question, then please, this will be my question. The thing with Just Bob videos are they're very sporadic. I never planned it to be a kind of a series that I would do regularly. Just Bob videos are just ideas that pop into my head and I just do them. But the reason you haven't seen much Just Bob recently is my time's been so limited. Since Dawn started a new job, I've just been absolutely swamped for time. I've been doing more school runs, I've been working longer at work. It's just been... if YouTube was my full-time job, I would be able to dedicate specific time to probably making Just Bob content. But unfortunately, this is a gaming channel and I have to prioritize. It sucks, I know, but if there's an idea that comes into my head that I could do in the time I have, then you bloody believe it that I will do it. Anyway, this is the end of today's Q&A. This is April's Q&A. I'll be doing another one in May, so if you want your comment or your question featured in the May Q&A, leave it in the comment section below and I'll read through all of them. I'll stick a little heart on them to say I've read them, and then I will consider every single one, no matter how weird, no matter how personal. I will read them all and I will consider them all. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all again really soon.